What's on the crest? Shapar, which means horn. Okay. Yayan, which means wine. Laya Sha'ala, which means to Israel. Shapar again, which means horn. Good enough. We're going to start with the Lord Prayer in Hebrew. I imagine, which means to stand. Sarah Akodam, which means to turn and face the east. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Wadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakotka, Daba'ah, Yatzaka, Haya, Aisha, Baratiza, Zuwa, Haya, Bashemayim, Tanlanaw, Kha, Yuwan, Asalachnaw, Hawatnaw, Hasalachnaw, Hawatinaw, Wala'ah, Tabi'aynaw, Banasaya 1, Abal, Awashai now, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Hala, Tapara, Awalamim, Aman. Sa, which means to turn, Shabiam, which means to be seated. Okay, we're back in the Hebrew, the Genesis 10, verse 11. Man ha'arataza ha'hawa yataza ashawar wayaban nayanawa rakaba ayar kalak. 12. Rasan bayan nayanawa bayan kalak hawa ayar garawa. Wa matazarium yalad lawadium wa'at ainamium wa'at lahabium wa'at napastakyum. 14. Wa'at hatarasyum wa'at kasalakyum ashar yataza'awa masham palashafya Ka Patarium. 15. Wa Kanaim Yalad Taza Yadan Bakara Wa'ath Kaf Wa'ath Hayabawasya Wa'ath Ha-Amarya Wa'ath Ha-Garab-Gashya. 17. Wa'ath Ha-Hakaya Wa'ath Ha-Irakya Wa'ath Ha-Sayanya. 18. Wa'ath Ha-Award Wa'ath Ha-Arawadya Wa'ath Ha-Tazamarya Wa'ath Ha-Kamafya Wa'ath Wa'akar Napatazawa. In the English, 10 and 11. Out of that land went forth Ashur and builded Nineveh and the city Rehoboth and Calah. And Rezin built Nineveh and Calah. The same is a great city. 13. And Mizraim begat Ludim and Anamim and Lahabim and Naphtuhim and Pathrusim and Kazluim, out of whom came Philistine, and Kaphtorim. 15. And Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite, and the Arvadite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite. And afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. Meaning what? All these people come from him, come from Canaan directly. Not okay. 18. 19. Wa Yahaya Gabawo, Ha Kanaiya, Matazayadan, Baaka, Garara, Aib, Aitiza, it's like the Isa, Baaka, Sadama, Wa Imara, Wa Adama, Wa Tazabaya, I Lashai. 20. Allah, Banya, Ka, Lama Shapa, Katham, La Lashan, La Lashan, Tam, Ba Aratazatam, Ba Gawagayaham. 21. Wa Lasham, Yalad, Gam, Hawa'a, Abayakal, Banya, Ibar, Akia, Japah, Ha, Garawal. That word here at the end of 21 is got a wall. That's not standard eldest. Eldest is Bakawar, usually if I'm not mistaken. 22. Banya Sham Ayalam Wa Ashawar Wa Arapa Kashad Wa Lawad Wa Aram. 23. Wa Banya Aram Iwataza Wa Kawal Wa Qatar Wa Sham. 24. Wa Arapa Kashad Yalad Af Shalak Wa Shalak Yalad Af Ibar. Okay, so this is 19. And the border of the Canaanites was from,
18.
No, I did 18. I read from 11 to 18.
11 to 18?
Yeah,
You
that's
start at
right.
11, you're supposed to drop off at 17. 11.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
remember,
count,
11. So
yeah, count, so I read one more.
So, yeah, 19 and 24.
Okay, Con. All right. Spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, and as thou comest to Gerar, unto Gaza, as thou goest unto Sidon, Saddam and Gomorrah, and Admah and Zeboim, even unto Lasha. These are the sons of Ham after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nation. 21. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Shaphat, the elder, even to him were children born. 22. The children of Shem, Elan, and Ashur, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram, and the children of Aram, Uz, and Hul, and Gethar, and Mash. And Arphaxad begot Salah, and Salah begot Eber. What's going on? Right? It's 25. Wala Ibar, Yalad, Shanya, Banyam, Sham, Ha-Akkad, Palag, Kaya, Bayam, Yua, Na-Palaga, Ha-Arataza, Washam, Aka Yua, Wad, sorry, Yakutan, 26. Wa Yakutan, Yalad, Af, Alan Mawad, Dad, Af, Wa'af, Shalab, Wa'af, Katazaram, Wa'af, Yarak. 27. Wa'af, Hadawa, Waram, Wa'af, Azawal, Wa'af, Dakwala, Wa'af, Iwabal, Wa'af, Abayama'al. 29. Wa'af, Shaba'ah. 29. Wa'af, Awapar, Wa'af, Hawa Yalah, Wa'af, Yawabab, Kal Allah, Banya, Yakutan. 30. Wayahaya, Mawa Shabam, Mama Sha'ah, Ba'aka, Sapara, Har, Hakodam. 31. Allah, Banya, Sham, La Shabakatam, La Lashantam, Ba Aratazatam, La Garyaham. Allah, 32. We're at 32 now. That was the last verse, right?
31.
31 was the last verse?
Yeah, you went from 10,
25 to, 31.
25 to 31.
Yeah, come. All right. And the Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided. We're about to read about that in a second. It's talking about Tower of Babel. And his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan begat Almodad, and Shalef, and Hazar Maveth, and Jerah, and Hadaram, and Uzal, and Dikla, and Dabal, and Abamael, and Shabbat, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the children of Joktan. 30. And their dwelling was from Mesha, as thou goest up unto Safar, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues, and their lands after their nations. Now, what is this all telling you? God divided the earth based off race. The earth itself was divided based off race. And you're seeing it here in the scriptures. The water brought this out. 32. Allah Mashabakat Banya Nak La Tawa Ladatham Ba Goyham Wa Ma'ala Naparadwa Ha Goyam Ba'aratza Ashar Akar Ha Mabawal. Okay, this is 11 and 1. Wa Yahya call Ha'aratza Shapa Akath Wa Dabarium Akabium Wa Yahya Bana Sain Makwadam Wa Ya Matazaawa Bakwai Ba'aratza Shanayar Wa Ya Shabwa Sham 3. Wa Ya Amarwa Ayash Al Ra'aiwa Haba Nalabana Laban Yum Wa Nasharapa La Sharapa Wata Wataya Laham Ha Labana La Aban Waha Kamar Haya Laham La Kamar 4. Waya Amarwa Haba Nabana La Noah Ayar Wa Gadal Wa Ra'ashwa Ba Shamayam Wa Na Aisha Lanoa Sham Pan Napawa Wataza Ayo Panya Kal Ha'arataza. I saw that 32, right?
Come.
All right, so yeah, come. This is 5. Why Yarad Yahweh La Ra'af Af Ha'ayar Wa'af Ha'magadal. Gadal is a tower. Ashar Banwa Banya Ha'adam 7. 6. Why Ya'amar Yahawahan Ain Akkad Wa Shapa Akaf La Kalam Wa Za Ha Kalam La Aishawa Wa Aita La Yabatazar Maham Kal Ashar Yazamwa La Aishawa Khan. 6 was the last verse, right?
Say it again, sir.
6 was the last verse.
Come.
These are the sons of Shem after their tongues, after their families. Oh, sorry. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations in their nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. 11 and 1, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. Now, let me go back to this before I get into this. Everybody was together, but he still separated us by, we had the same language, which you're about to find out, but everybody was still separated by family. Ham's kids live over here, and then we're going to separate Ham's family. Shem's kids live over here, and we're going to separate Shem's family. Right? That's how it worked. The whole earth was of one language and of one speech. 2. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. 3. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the power came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. 6. And the Most High said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Now, when you hear that, what do you think the Most High is saying?
Repeat that, sir.
When you hear that, what do you think the Most High is saying?
So read what you just read,
verse 6.
Verse 6?
Right.
If possible, can you read that again?
Verse 6. And the Most High said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
How come? All different type of philosophies is coming together. And everybody think they can do their own thing to become, you know what I'm saying, become one to go up against, you know what I'm saying, to go up against the Most High God. Right?
Yes, but I want more. Okay, let me paint the picture for you. You're the Most High, right? You understand how the world works.
Come.
Right? You come down and you see cats trying to build a ladder to heaven. Right? Now imagine you're God. You too shall have one. Do you see them as smart or dumb? Understand, as we know if you've been paying attention, Adam knew how space worked. Adam knew that. The Bible says it. Space is compared to water. You can't breathe in water. Adam understood you can't breathe in outer space. Yet here you are with that knowledge Adam gave you. You say, let me build a ladder to heaven. How does God look at you? Are you smart or are you stupid? You're stupid, right? You're trying to build a ladder to heaven. So now, let me read it again. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them. Idiots try to use this scripture to talk and say, oh, God.
Oh, I know exactly when you talk
well,
about.
Say it.
And now it comes to the point where nothing is going to be restricted to them. Anything goes. So we just built you know what I'm saying? We just built a ladder to God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? So whatever we do on the earth, man, it's all good. We just built a ladder to God. It's everything. You know what I'm saying? We can do anything that we want. Boys will become girls will become boys.
Okay, it's a little more than that. You want it, but basically, idiots try to use the scripture to say, see, there's this in the Garden of Eden. There's knowledge that God didn't want us to know. Like he's afraid of us gaining this knowledge and having all this and so on and so forth. What this really is talking about is like Khan.
Oh, Shalaki, when all the black was black, I know the white people was talking about that.
Yeah, Khan.
Like, they were like, you know what I'm saying, normal people with this knowledge.
Right, that's what it's talking about. These are all allegories.
People molesting kids.
Right. Here's what this is actually talking about. You actually brought it up. If you're stupid enough to think you can build a ladder to heaven, you are definitely stupid enough to go into a bathroom as a man and still say with your heart of heart, I am a girl, I feel like a girl. When you go to the bathroom, you are going to the bathroom as a man. But you will say, if you're stupid enough to build a ladder to heaven, I believe you will ignore what's right in front of your eyes. Right? You got a beard better than most men, but you're a woman.
That's right.
And this they begin to do. Let me read this from the top so you can really see and understand that what I explained is how the Most High looked at this. And the Most High said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. Meaning what? In the beginning, I had no problem with all y'all coming together and sharing ideals. That's the point of communication. That's the point of having languages. So we can all come together and share ideals. Right? And this they begin to do. Not advanced mathematics, not science, better cooking methods. Y'all was better off trying to reinvent the wheel. I gave y'all the ability to communicate all across the world, and y'all built a ladder to heaven. I gave y'all the internet, and y'all use the internet. Insert every dumb thing that you have on the internet. World star porn, YouTube. Y'all have the ability to advance technology on grand scales. Look at this funny cat video. No one's making fun of the cat. You can watch all the cat videos you want. But that's the spirit behind it. I remember I was watching an episode of Boy Meets World. He's like back in the late early 1900s, people used to cry and thirst for a new book. Y'all have information at your fingertips. What do you do with it? Fight King Koopa. That's what he's saying. I gave y'all the ability to communicate with anybody on the planet. And y'all use it to build a ladder to heaven. You're stupid. And now you're going to use this ability just to spread more stupidity. So now what do you have today? You have the American system, which pushed English everywhere, so they can go into every country and say, you should allow boys to be girls in the English language. And now the Chinese understand what that means. The Jamaicans understand what that means. The East Indians understand what that means. Gentleman Hyman, I asked this question to Gentleman Hyman. Is it wrong for everybody to come together? There's nothing, and here's his answer. There's nothing wrong with everybody coming together. Here's the problem. When everybody comes together, it's always for the same purpose, to go against God. God.
What's your sloppy, sir? What you dropping so heavy? And what you brought up on Boy Meets World? You understand that sitcom?
Right, yeah.
Actually, you know, the only sister that was on there was talking about her experience on that sitcom.
Really?
Yeah. So she was saying that, you know what I mean, she's in the Matrix, she's not in the truth, Stockholm syndrome. So
my mother did not like that show.
Against her.
Interesting.
I'm kind of I'm the, you know what I mean? The reason why they brought her in, and everybody, she was breaking it down. She's like, you know what I'm saying? You know how they continue because of me. Once they brought me in, black people see, oh, there's a black person here, so they tuned in.
Right.
On it.
Right. Token.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, but now, Boy Meets World, they're going on this they're going on like, you know, interviews and reunions, and making money because of this.
Right.
But they're not calling her.
Really?
Yeah, they're not calling her.
They had to come back for one episode because they made a sequel show.
Come.
But yeah, my mother hated that show. Not to go on too much of the
I didn't know what that.
Say what?
I never knew what that was.
What?
So I literally came across it literally today.
Oh, Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
But you was that's around your age group.
That's not my age group.
So like, and that's when you was about 15. That's about that age group. It was you was about 15 during the 90s, right?
No. That's not really.
That's late 80s, early 90s. Because his brother. No, remember his brother was the Wonder Years.
No.
His brother was the early 80s. Was the 80s. His brother Fred was the Wonder Years.
Come. But what I'm saying, everybody stopped watching.
Oh yeah, it was a white show.
You know what I mean? Everybody stopped watching. You know what I mean? Then it went to something. You know what I mean? It was Wonder Years.
Right.
Then, but ain't nobody was in the house anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Nobody wasn't. Remember, that's Nickelodeon or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So nobody wasn't there in the atmosphere anymore.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about like 89, 90, 91.
Yeah, that's when Boy Meets World came out.
That's when we cut all that stuff off. I was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You wasn't watching, but that's the Boy Meets World. But that's what she was saying.
Right.
She was like, it's not their fault because they don't know.
So basically, that's what it is. The Most High saw the stupidity of someone trying to build a ladder to go to heaven, and said, with that stupidity, you'll believe anything. And that's the point. It's not that, what's it called, people, how do I say it? People need guidance. Because if not, you will be led to believe anything. Like, literally. Like, right now, you have a portion of our population that think they can change their gender. As abnormal as that is. You have people that believe they can change their race. That's crazy as I believe. Like, there's transracial. Rachel Dolezal is a thing in 2024. Seven. All right, we're back in the Hebrew. See him? Haba na rida wa nabala sham shapatam ashar la'a yashamai wa ayash shapaf ra'ai wa 8. Wa yapataza yahawa atam masham ayopan yakal ha'aratza wa yakadal wa Lebanaf Ha'ayar 9. Al-Khan Quara Shema Babal Kaya Sham Balal Yahweh Shapath Kal Ha'aratazar Washa Wa Masham Ha'payatazam Yahweh Ayel Panya Kal Ha'aratazar 10. Allah Tawalada Sham Ban Ma'af Shana Waya Walad Ab Arapa Kashad Arpazad Arapa Kashad Shanakyam Akar Ha Mabawal 11. Waya Kaya Sham Akarya Hawal Hawa Layadwa Ab Arab Kashad Kamash Ma'awat Shana Wa Yawalad Banya Wa Banwa Wa Arab Pakashad Kaya Kamash Wa Shalashya Shana Waya Walad Af Shalak 13. Waya Haya Waya Kaya Arab Kashad Akarya Hawalayadwa Af Shalak Shalash Shanyam Wa Arabai Ma'awaf Shana Waya Walad Banyam Wa Banwaf 14. Wa Shalak Kaya Shalashya Shana Waya Walad Ab Ibar 14. Waya Kaya Shalak Akaya Hawalayadwa Ab Ibar Shalash Shanya Wa Rabai Mawa Shana Waya Walad Banyam Wa Banwa 16. Wayakaya, Ibar, Arabai, Wa Shalashya, Shana, Waya Walad, Af Pala. Okay? So now that's 11 and 7. Go to, let us go down. Salaki, Damn. Go to, let us go down and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Most High scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and left off to build, and they left off to build the city. Can't build a city when you don't understand what people are saying. Pass me that brick, okay? I said, pass me the brick, okay? Yo, I don't speak no other language, so yeah. This one's saying K, this one's saying C. Well, that's the same language. You understand what I mean? The people are talking different languages. He confound their tongues. So we're clear, you'll find two different words. Genesis 10 uses tongue. Genesis 11 uses lip. So we're clear, Genesis 10 is using tongue to mean language. Genesis 11 is using lip, but it gets translated as language. The word is lip, shapah, from pa, which means mouth, pertaining to mouth. Shapah, your lip. Shapah is lips plural. So if you want to say lips, if you wanted to say, tell your wife, I love your lips, ahab shapaka, I love your lips. Right? Kyle, what are you going to say for us?
Oh, no, it's like you said, you just broke it down, because I was going to ask you, when it's talking about tongue, when it's talking about lips, it's still talking about language in this context right here.
Yes, like I said, when I looked up Lashon or Lashawan, it'll say a lot of times tongue, but when you look up those instances, a lot of times it's really talking about language. But if you also look it up, you'll see usages where they translate it strictly as language. However, I got to look back at Shapah. Shapah can also be like brink, like the brink of a river. So there's that usage. There's lip or lips, and there's also language. So I have to see, is it traditionally language or does it like kind of mix? Because tongue can be, yo, what tongue you speak or what language you speak. Either one is good with Lashon. I'm not sure if that's always the case with lip or Shapah. Okay, because I kind of want to. So the Most High scattered them abroad from thence upon the faith, and they left off to build the city. Now, therefore, is the name of it called Babel. Babel is it still on the board? Babel Kashah. Right on the board, Baal. Baal. B-A-L. That's not to be confused with Baal. Baal is the name of the false god from the Bible. Okay.
Who you said?
No, you ain't gotta. I didn't want you to erase it.
Oh,
yeah, you gotta write it down there. Yeah. Baal. B-A-L.
B-A-L.
Yeah,
in Hebrew.
You can write it in English.
B-A-L.
B-A-L. Yes. B-A-L. Babal. So we're clear. This is where the word Babel comes from. Like you're babbling. Babal. Babel. No, babal. Babal. Two B's. Right. Alright? Right. Two B's. And then separate the B and the L. Yeah, kind of. Separate one of the B's.
Babal.
No, yeah, babal. Yeah, kind of. So that gets a connector. And then separate the first B. Like put it in a box. Okay, right on top or right under it and underneath it. N.
N?
Yeah, N. I-N. No. Underneath the, yeah, come. Because remember, that's N.
Come.
And that is what you always need to be looking for. When you're studying the Hebrew yourself, one thing you need to look for is always remember prepositions and then question, is this a preposition? Okay, I'll give you a perfect word, the posh, a word that fake Israelites mess up. The posh means to arrest when you look it up, right? But you understand the posh is a prefix that means you, right? Or it can mean her or she. Posh by itself means to manipulate or fool. The posh comes up because the posh is used basically to say you're gaming up a woman. When you lay hold of a woman, people will take that word and say, well, it means to arrest or to capture. Idiots think that means something unlawful. That's not what it's talking about. I snatched up a shorty last night at the club. I didn't chloroform this woman and put her in the back of the cab. I went in this woman's face, captured her attention, made her think I was the only man in the world, and got her number. And then the rest of the verse, which they really, I don't understand how you go from, I'm going to capture you, to then I have to still seduce you, and then convince you to sleep with me. Come.
I played with the shorty last night.
Huh?
I bagged a shorty last night.
Right. No, but I'm saying the next part of the verse, after you depage or lay hold on her, you have to entice her then. That's seducing.
Yeah. I'm gone.
Y'all missed that part, or like y'all just missed it and said, oh, chloroform, capture, that's it. When you go back into the Hebrew, that word depage comes from the Hebrew word paj, a two-letter word. The is you, meaning you fool or you manipulate. So really what it's saying, if you go and you manipulate a woman, like brothers do, yeah, baby, I'm gonna love you, we're gonna be together, you get the buns. You manipulated this woman. You didn't go to her father, you didn't go through the proper channels. You went to this woman, you got inside her head, and you got what you wanted. Well, here's the deal. Yeah, it doesn't go down like that in this nation. You must now go to her father and do what you didn't do in the first place. That's what that verse is saying. I'm bringing that up to say, when you go and you become studied and understand prefixes, you'll be able to go and see words like the paj. Wait, that's a prefix in the front. Let me see and take the two words in the back, take that, because there's a site that I personally use called twoletterlookup.com. Basically, they give you each letter, and you can type in the letter, and it'll tell you, yeah, this is actually a word in the concordance. Here's a concordance number, and here's a basic definition. So if you don't like the definitions that two-letter itself gives you, you can then go back and use your actual concordance, like the physical one on your phone, and use that as a reference, and then it'll give you verses that comes up, and you can use those as references. That's how I personally study. So what I did is I saw the ball and I noticed the B in the front of that word. So I said, wait, is ball a word by itself? So now you can put ball in a box. Put ball in a box and then under write vain / nothing. Ball itself is two words. Ball can be Lord or master, or it can be like a form of Ottawa, or it can be vain or nothing, like it's pointless. So babal technically translates to in vain or in nothing. Confusion is the official translation for babel or babal. But it basically translates to in vain or in nothing. And these are the things that are important because it helps you better understand how to start to understand the language. Because the Most High did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Most High scatter them abroad upon the face of the earth, all the earth. The descendants of Shem, these are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years and begat sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 530 years and begat Salah. And Arphaxad lived after he begat Salah 403 years and begat sons and daughters. I accidentally went to 16, so I'm going to start at 17, so that's 4 more verses. 20. All right, count. Okay. 17. All right, so this is 11 and 17. Wayakaya, Ibar, Akarya, Havalayadwa, Palag, Shalashya, Shana, Wa'arabai, Mawak, Shana, Waya Walad, Banyam, Wa Banawak, 18. Wayakaya, Palag, Shalashya, Shana, Waya Walad, Raiwa, 19. Wayakaya, Palag, Akarya, Hawa Layadwa, Raiwa, Tashai, Shanyam, Wa Ma'af, Shana, Waya Walad, Banyam, Wa Banwaf, 20. Wayakaya, Raiwa, Shatyam, Wa Shalashkyam, Shana, Waya Walad, Sharwal, Khan. That's Sarab. Okay, this is 14 and 20. Khan. No, 11 and 14. And Salah lived 30 years and begat Eber. And Salah lived after he begat Eber 403 years and begat sons and daughters. And Eber lived 40 and 30 years and begat Peleg. Peleg means to divide, but that's not the one I would use for like division, like actual division. 17. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years and begat sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Reu. And Peleg lived after he begat Reu 209 years and begat sons and daughters. And Reu lived 230 years and begat Sarah. John. So this is the last set, right?
Come on.
All right. 21. Wait, you sure this is the last one?
Come. Let me go check my notes right now.
Yeah, come. What's the show?
Just 11.
11 and 21.
Yeah,
Because I got it on.
11, 14 to 20. Then, yeah, this is the last set. 21 to 27.
Oh, so I need. Oh, let me just double check. I believe you. I just want to. Oh, yeah, you messed up.
Yes, sir. Wow.
He counted 9 here. That's why. Oh, okay, come.
Is it the same thing like you were some?
No. Here's the thing, because this is where the Captain Ash was. But if you look at the second one. Just count it. That's what had me confused because I thought it was 30. All right, so 21. Wayakaya Raiwa, Akaya, Hawa Layadwa, Ab, Sharawag, Shabai, Shanyam, Wama'ayam, Shana, Waya Walad, Banyam, Banawa. 22. Wayakaya, Shawag, Shalashiyam, Shana, Waya Walad, Ab, Nakawa. 23. Wayakaya, Shawag, Akaya, Hawa Layadwa, Ab, Nakawa, Ma'afyam, Shana, Waya Walad, Banyam, Wabanua. 24. Waya Kaya, Nakawa, Dashai, Wa Aisharyam, Shana, Waya Walad, Ab, Tarak. Waya Kaya, Nakawa. Yeah, can you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I see what happened.
Yeah.
So we are good.
Yeah, Khan, it's good. Khan. Nakawa, Wa'ab, Haran. Wait till I get started. I'm gonna start at the 24 then. Wayakaya, Nakawa, Dashai, Wa Aisharayam, Shana, Waya Walad, Ab, Tarak, Wayakaya, Nakawa, Akaya, Hawalayadwa, Af, Tarak, Dashai, Aishara, Shana, Wa Ma'a, Shana, Waya Walad, Banya, Wa Banwa. 26. Wayakaya, Tarak, Shabayam, Shana, Waya Walad, Af, Abaram, Af, Nakawar, Wa'ab, Haran. Khan, and that was the last verse, right?
Come. 27, right, sir?
Yeah, Khan. Well, yeah, Khan. Wait, I read 20. Wait, no, I didn't read 27.
27, sir.
Okay. Wa'ala tawalad daf, tarak, hawalayad, abaram, nakawar, wa'ab, haran, hawalayad, lowa. Okay, so the only one thing we didn't get is Sarah. Oh well. We covered 3 of the names yesterday. We covered Abaram, High Father, right? We covered Lawat, which means covering. I didn't, like I said earlier, I thought we was going into, we get the next verse to 30. That's Sarai, which means diminutive, like you can work with her. She's someone that you can dominate, but not in a forceful. You understand what I mean? Like she's a docile woman, speaking of which. And that's pretty much it. Okay? God. 21. And Ru lived after he begat Serug 207 years and begat sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years and begat Nahor. And Serug lived after he begat Nahor 200 years and begat sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 9 and 20 years and begat Terah. And Nahor lived after he begat Terah 119 years and begat sons and daughters. And Terah lived 17 years and begat Abram, Nahor, and okay, so that's why I was a bit confused. Terah named one of his kids after his son, after his father. Abraham's grandfather is named Nahor, and he has a brother with the same name. His father named one of his kids after his father, after his son. Cut. I'll take a little more. Go out. Abraham's father named one of his kids after his father. That's not uncommon. There's 4 Jesus in the Bible, technically. The first one is in the Old Testament, so it's translated from Hebrew to English. That's Joshua. Joshua and Jesus are the same in Hebrew, the name, Yahushua. The second and the third are our grandfather and grandson. Ecclesiasticus was compiled by 3 people when you look it up. The foreword actually tells you this. A father taught it to his son, who taught it to his son, which he named after his father, Jesus. So the grandfather's name is Jesus and the son's name is Jesus. Grandson Jesus took all of those sayings as well as various other sayings inside of our community during his time and compiled them into the book that we now call Ecclesiasticus. You'll often see Ecclesiasticus referred to as Sirach. That's the father's name. So Sirach, the grandfather, no, Jesus the grandfather, Sirach the son, and Jesus the grandson. And then we have our king, Yahushua. There's 4 Jesus in the Bible. Naming your child after you is not uncommon. Naming your child after your ancestors is definitely not uncommon. If you read the book of Luke, you'll find out that was a very big thing during John's birth. The entire house during the baby shower was like, the hell are you doing? There's no one in the family named John. What are you naming him that for? His name is John! Ain't this nigga been mute for the last 9 months? All right, you got it then. It was such a big thing that little party they have. Oh my God, he's finally home. What y'all named him? John. No one's in the family named that. Understand, it was such a big thing, it made it in the Bible. Because that's our culture. A lot of times we will name you after a parent or a relative in the past. I'm going to ask about why that is, but John. Okay? "27. Now these are the generations of Terah, the bloodline. The bloodline. Why is it important to talk about this in Membulus? Same thing in Noah. When it mentions it in Noah, it is talking about his bloodline. These are the generations of Noah. No, the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begat Lot. Haran is Lot's father. If I'm not mistaken, Haran died. Haran ends up dying prematurely. And that's why Lot and Abram were so close. Right? Lot was a good brother and father of the Most High. His children, not so much. Right? Did anybody have any questions? So next week we're going to get into Abram. Judging by what I'm seeing here, we'll probably get into what is this? Abraham in Egypt, and we're definitely going to get him coming into the truth. Okay, we're going to get when Khan.
We just mentioned that Lot underlies at an early.
No, Lot's father died at an early age. Died prematurely. Or Khan. 20th next verse. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. And then another thing, since we didn't get into it, just so you know, anybody who looks up Ur of the Chaldees, archaeologists will tell you those were black people. They'll tell you, like, no European existed in that part of the world during that time period. Abraham was black. Like, those people were black in Africa. That was a black area. Like, you gotta understand, that the Middle East was controlled by Africans.
That's right.
During this time period. Like Babylon, do you remember, understand, I was thinking about this earlier. We gave the Egyptians the mathematics to make pyramids. And this isn't a joke. Archaeologists, the early pyramids look terrible. But the time period for when pyramids started to look like pyramids perfectly coincides with when Abraham would have supposedly entered into Egypt. The reason this makes more sense, it's a known fact that the Egyptians' idea of pyramids comes from the Tower of Babel. The thing about it is, the Chaldees are the Babylonians. You can look this up. They're the Chaldees are the white people of Babylon. Just like white people are to America, the Chaldees are to Babylon. They're the ruling class. They created it. Those are the Africans that created the 13 colonies of Babylon, if that makes sense. They're the people in charge. He lived in Ur of the Chaldees. He was raised inside of Babylon, raised inside of their education system with their mathematics and so on. So when he went to Egypt, yeah, y'all doing it wrong. The brick is supposed to be X. This is how many bricks you needed for your base, and this is the mathematics you need to know to make every structure smaller as you go up. He gave them mathematics according to Josephus. Right? This is important to understand because it gives you back your history. We're going to go into that next week because you go into Abraham entering into Egypt. Abraham entered into Egypt. And it's funny because I was thinking about what his great-grandson did. His great-grandson made Egypt great financially, but there wouldn't even be pyramids without him, without Abraham. Right? So that's what we'll be going into next week. This week was a pretty basic week, just the Tower of Babel. People come together, and it's usually not to serve the Most High. It is to serve themselves. Or their interests.
You said that there would be no pyramids if it wasn't for Abraham, or do you mean better structures?
The structures that we have today would not exist if not for the map that Abraham gave the Egyptians. The Egyptians did not create that map themselves. Abraham did not create the map himself. Abraham got it from being educated in Babylon, more than likely. Being an Babylonian. Okay, and from that area, which isn't necessarily wrong. We do that all the time. Like you read books about our history in Europe, and who know our history, they'll tell you straight up, if it wasn't for us, there would be no Greek or Roman history. Like we were their slaves, and we were nice enough to preserve their history and everything about them, so that when we came into power in Europe, we didn't just erase them. We just said, no, these were the Greeks. These are the time when white people were in power. This is their culture. This is their civilization. The reason you have books about Zeus, Greek culture, to know all this is because Israelites, Arabs, and Moors who had dealings with them, whether through business or enslavement, passed on their culture back to their descendants in Europe. In America will be no different. In the kingdom, we're going to keep a very good record of American culture. We're going to keep a very, very good record of all American inventions, innovations. Yes, F America and F penicillin. You good on that? We're gonna take penicillin. We're gonna take artificial intelligence. We're gonna take their architecture. We're gonna take any scientific, medical, or mathematical advancements that this country has made, based off the work that we gave them initially, and possibly work that our brothers and sisters did inside these different fields. Right? Yeah, that's coming with us to the kingdom. Feminism, alternative lifestyle, your philosophy, those can stay. Those can burn with America. But things that are actually beneficial to a society, you know, like I was saying earlier, the things I would expect you to create when you all have the same language. I would expect you to say, hey, I have a better way to build buildings and make sure they're fireproof. Hey, I have a better way to figure out 2 + 2 or figure out mathematical equations so we can build these buildings better. Like I said, you're better off trying to reinvent the wheel than build a ladder to heaven. Come.
It always goes along what you're saying about the will. Everybody say, oh, we don't have to invent, you know what I'm saying? That's the same. You don't gotta reinvent the wheel. You just gotta sand the wheels down just to make it better. That's it. Because it's already out there. It's locked.
Come.
And that's what it's a lot if I may. You know what I'm saying? That's how, even though in the midst of our affliction, Black suspension in the American image was invented.
Right.
Remember, it was lynching going on when somebody invented the traffic light. His family was getting lynched. It was lynching going on when somebody said, yo, it's hot in here, maybe invent the AC.
Yeah, we're taking that.
You see what I'm saying?
We're taking that, we're taking the AC, we're taking the light bulb, we're taking everything that made this country run, we're taking everything that we created. Y'all philosophy y'all can keep up. Right? Same thing with Egypt. Any inventions that were done in Egypt, we took those. It's not wrong to, like Kevin Zayak says this all the time when he deals with Egyptologists. Y'all invented this first, y'all invented this first. Okay. We will be here last though.
That's right.
That's what it's about. Y'all trying to be first, we trying to be last. That's what the goal is. Our goal is to be the last nation standing. That's it. Okay? And that's what you're going to find out. Next week, we're going to go into how Abraham came into the truth. A lot of you don't know that Abraham had to come into the truth. Another brother had to come into the truth and have a famous introduction into the truth is Moses. People don't understand.
That's right.
Moses' introduction, Moses at the burning bush was him coming into the truth. Before the truth, I really why I love the Exodus story because it's so funny. The Exodus story is basically today. Except, well, yeah, pretty similar. All this is an old wives' tale to Moses. To Moses' whole generation, this is all an old wives' tale. Right? I'm just giving you a bit of synopsis. And while it kind of fits because Abraham's the same way, this is all an old wives' tale that everybody just told their kids. We have a contract with the God of the universe, speaking more so on Moses. The contract didn't exist for Abraham because he made the contract. Our ancestor Abraham, our ancestor Isaac, and our ancestor Jacob made a contract with the Most High God of this universe that he is exclusively for us and our power. This is some old wives' tale, just like the Bible today. Jesus existed, he comes for our sin. Everybody tells their kids this. You shouldn't do this, this, and this. Everybody tells their kids this. Does anybody listen fully? No. I remember I came to class, I was confused by that because for those who don't know, Moses' mother didn't raise him. For those unaware, I got you, give me a second. For those unaware, Moses' mother was paid to be his nanny. After he sent to the Egyptian woman, she also sent Miriam to make sure the Egyptian woman found him. When the Egyptian woman found him, Miriam came out of nowhere. I know a woman who's breastfeeding can take care of the baby for you. She went and got the mother, and his mother raised him and taught him his culture. I was confused, like, why did he then still go and marry a heathen? Jeremiah was like, who listens to their mom? Right? He marries the heathen, he ain't in the truth. He goes to that burning bush, you weren't supposed to marry the heathen. But I mess with you, you about to do this favor for me, I ain't got a problem with the heathen. That's why his sister ended up looking like a white woman. You're familiar with that story, right?
Not so like you're not as detailed as you just.
Basically, Miriam had a problem with the fact that Moses married a non-Israelite. God didn't have a problem with it. Hence why Moses was never punished. And he punished her for questioning Moses, and by extension his authority. He made her leprous for like a week or two. The people have to wait outside the camp for her to be healed. Okay? He came into the truth like that, and similar with Abraham. Abraham had to go and be like, Abraham's father knew the truth, but still worshiped stars. That's in the book of Josephus as well. A lot of our history that wasn't necessarily needed for our records in order for salvation and in order to fix the nation wasn't put in the records, but they were still cut over. What did Abraham believe before? What did the family believe before we actually fully embraced the Most High? Abraham's father was a stargazer. Everybody passed this down until Josephus said, "Let me write a book on our history as a people." Abraham's father was a stargazer, and that's how that got there. He was a stargazer. If I'm not mistaken, he also used to make idols. They're a family of idol makers, right? They were hustlers. Never were hustlers. Come.
So just what you dropping is so heavy. Also, the first statement I was going to make was about Moses.
Right.
So a lot of brothers and sisters don't realize, and I say the troopers don't understand that he was taught that Moses didn't know anything about
his culture. Yeah.
Egypt. He didn't know he was an Israelite until he was 86 years old.
Right.
Which he got raised up by his mother and his sister, and told them that he was a Hebrew.
Notice, if I may notice, the Bible never says he found out he was a Hebrew. It just says he was 30 and then decided to find out how Hebrews live. He always knew he was a Hebrew. He just didn't care for the first 40 years of his life.
That's right.
I don't want to use the C word for Moses until I get confirmation from the general. I think he's told me yes before though. We can just say it took him 40 years to care about the conditions of blacks and Hispanics. Like I said, I don't want to use the C word for it. But that's it. God.
And
God.
And what you're saying about Abraham, that I ended up getting to the discussion. It wasn't a debate, just a discussion.
Right.
And a lot of brothers and sisters read, the book of Jasher, you know what I mean, and all of that stuff. So they give, you know what I'm saying. So in the book of Jasher, they talk about Abraham, you know what I'm saying, and his father. That, you know what I'm saying, that Abraham disregard his father, you know what I'm saying, his father's tradition. And then he was talking, you know what I'm saying, he was talking about it. But I understand exactly what you're saying, because there was an idolatry. It was in idolatry, so on and so forth. But in the book of Jasher, it portrayed it as a sin. He went up against his father. And I was like, and the thing is, during at the time, you know what I mean, during at the time, a couple of brothers told me about that, and I was like, yo, you gotta give me book, chapter, and verse. And you know what they say? They say it was in the book of Jasher. So it wasn't in the Bible. I got it in my notes, I gave it to you.
Yeah, I don't know what's called. That's ridiculous. All these fake books and crap, they don't mean a damn thing. But as far as that, yeah, Moses' father was an idol worshiper. You want to have that spirit. Abraham's father was an idol worshiper. You want to have that spirit. Understand, the starter of our nation, in that sense, had to leave everything he knew behind. So you're not alone in that sense. Even Moses' wife called him a bloody man because he had to circumcise his son after the 8th day, which is a cut on people who say the 8th day matters. It technically does. It does, but it doesn't. Right? The 8th day, you're supposed to be circumcised on exactly the 8th day. Moses never kept that. Moses was supposed to, but he didn't. Let you know the Most High waits at your ignorance. Because you have to understand, like I said, this was all an old wives' tale. that your parents taught you until you're missing a sheep and you found the sheep next to a bush that's on fire but not burning. Maybe mom was right. Come.
So you got to also take into consideration Moses was fighting with his baby moms about circumcision. That's the reason why she was fighting with him,
Yeah.
He couldn't do it on anything. She was fighting with him. He's going, you know what I'm saying, back and forth with her. And she, you already know, so
God was going to kill him.
She ended up doing it and tried to disrespect him with it.
Yeah. God was going, well, it wasn't, you got to understand, she's a heathen. That sounds weird to her. God was going to kill him. God was standing in front of Moses, ready to kill him if he did not do that, circumcise that boy. Right? That's what happens. You have to listen to the Most High, and you will be a punishment if you don't. God was going to kill that man if he did not circumcise his son. And that's pretty much it. Next week we're going to get into it. The story of Abram. We're not going to finish Abram for probably a month, so probably freaking September. Yeah, we're not finishing Abram, so probably September. Just on the boys, 19. Okay, was there anything else? For those that don't know, we may be fixing or redoing the Hebrew class. Just be on the lookout. We might have people coming up via stream. Like while we stream the class, y'all will be able to put your faces up and ask your questions, and so on and so forth. That'll be coming in the next few weeks. I just gotta talk to Azazah. With that, I match him up here. Okay, y'all can stay seated. Shapar, which means horn. Yayan, which is wine. La Yasha'ala, which means to Israel. Shapar, which means horn. Good enough. I imagine, which means to stand. Sar Wapanya Hakodam, which means to turn and face the east. Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayah. Kodash. Ayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakutka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha. Baratza. Zuwa. Haya. Shemayah. Natalanawa. Bakha. Ka. Luwa. Wasalakli now. Hamwak now. Kasalak now. Hamwaki now. Wala'a. Tabi'aya now. Manasaya 1. Abba. Habashai now. Mayan. Rai. Haya. Laka. Amalakwa. Hawa. Tapara. Alamia. Amma. In the English, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Yashua Matah, Sarah, which means turn. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I'm from Shabbat. Majah, Barak, Yahweh, Yashua Matah, hands down, dismissed.
Next week, we're going to start in Genesis, chapter 11, verse 28. Shalom.